I'm not even giving them 5 days now. You already had me cut the ones you didn't furlough down to 4. It's still too many. We don't want the animals running the zoo. Amasha was a numbers obsessed beam counter in the trust sense of word. She acted like everyone's friend, but we were all really just cells on a spree sheet for her. I try to stay diplomatic. They can't even take breaks with staffing like that. There has to be at least some scheduling overlap. But you're here. Think of yourself as a zookeeper. And look, our goal is to be as much leaner optional than the renovation. It will take some reframing of our expectations, but we're all going to be very happy with the results. And how much will our service quality suffer? I asked. You ask great questions, Oprah. I'm really proud of you. You've grown into your role here, she responded in one of her all-time non-answers. I'm frustrated. I looked away from her and up at the monitor. Showing a security camera feed of the lobby, my stomach rose into my chest. I could once again see the tall, raw, muscled figure, its head out of frame, now standing in front of the unaware cat at the front desk. I felt the air buzzing again. Amisha walked behind me and started rubbing my shoulders. I'm going to New York for a week for a wedding. While I'm gone, I need you to inventory everything in the hotel that needs rebranding with the new logo after the renovation. Signage, merchandise, pens. Can you do that for me, Oprah? Sure thing, Misha, I said, not even trying to hide my lack of enthusiasm. I was distracted, still watching the eerie figure on the monitor. I didn't want Amaja to know. You're taking the whole week off? I asked, clearing my throat and looking away. She pressed her fingers harder into my shoulders. It's an Indian wedding, so there will be nearly 1,000 people there. A lot of influence people. The co-founders of aerospace firm, a nuclear scientist who's been profiled in the Atlantic, and I run a 504-room resort. A real who's who, huh? I added with dryness I knew would be lost on her. I looked back at the monitor. The eerie figure was gone. She walked back around so I could see her. Sure. You don't want coffee? Yep. Wait 1 second. Do you know anything about the black case in 1180? She had already stopped paying attention. She checked her phone and typed for a few seconds, then went to the door. I walked back behind the front desk with Kat. Amisha passed by the lobby. Hey, Kat. Hey, I'm gonna make a coffee run from the hotel market. Want anything? Espresso, Rockstar, Core Power Shake? It's on me. Kat peered up a little. Rockstar. Hey, Kat, Amnesia said, wrinkling and pointing. You're my Rockstar. I can't tell if she's nice or not, said Kat once Amnesia was out of earshot. I sighed. No one hits the corporate Kool-Aid harder. Think she goes home and has the IVs of it hooked into her veins, Cake joked. The Kool-Aid? I laughed. Wouldn't shock me. Night came and Amnesia finally left, but I still had yet to see Mr. Kilday. Kat's shift ended, but our overnight front desk agent called out sick. I saw Instagram stories of him at a music festival the day before, but whatever. So that left me to cover the front desk all night myself. Looked like it was going to be a 19 hours day for me. It was 3 minutes before 11 when the lobby music and air conditioning cut off, both inexplicably at the same time. The tone engineer working that day had already gone home, so this was absolutely the last thing I needed to deal with. Then the big floor-to-ceiling glass lobby doors swung open, and a very different sort of man entered. He wasn't tall, only a couple inches taller than me if I wasn't wearing heels. Kind of heavy, and had a golden and short brown hair styled into a black haul. He was probably in his late 30s, with a face that bore the worried look of a night owl who still hadn't grown out the frat guy lifestyle. His black polo and gray slacks looked expensive, although I couldn't guess where they came from. Cameron, our late shift bellman, came through the service door pushing a large suitcase and a travel bag for a set of golf clubs on the bell cart. The man with the follicle stopped him. "Thanks, bruh. I'll take them from here," he said, handing him cash, tip, and hoisting his bags off the cart. I couldn't see how much he tipped, but from Cameron's expression, it must have been good. Then the man rolled his two bags up to me at the front desk. "Good evening, sir. Welcome to the resort. How may I help you?" I asked. He smiled big. He was slightly sweaty, and his eyes were glassy from what must have been several beers over 18 holes. "Hey, check-in. My name is Kilday, Kilday. I pulled up his reservation. "Glad to have you with us, Mr. Kilday. I'd like to thank you for your loyalty and Diamond member status. I just need to see a photo ID card and security card, please." He already had them waiting for me. The Arizona ID read Brandon Alistair Kilday, and going by his date of birth, it was 37. My eyes went a little wide at the credit card. A JP Morgan reservation. A solid metal card that was one of those most exclusive on the planet. I saw more American Express black cards than I saw those. "Thank you. We have you staying with us in a presidential suite for 3 nights?" I asked. "Sounds right." "Hey, is your bar open still?" "Yes, for another hour." "Nice," he said, grinning and clicking the roof of his mouth. I tapped the card to link it to his reservation and handed it back to him. When both our hands went on the card, I suddenly felt an amazing warmth radiation from him. It struck me as if he was maybe 50 pounds lighter and had less of a laden haircut. I might have been attached to him. "Congratulations on your anniversary," I said, looking forward to the entrance to see if anyone else was with him. "I received your request regarding the room. Everything has been taken care of." "You're the best," he said, "but my partner isn't here yet. I might be flying solo tonight." "Oh, I'm sorry," I replied. I noticed he didn't have a wedding ring on. "Don't be," he said, quickly smiling. "I've wanted to stay here for forever." "Great. Sorry about the renovation. Everything probably isn't the way you've imagined, but your shipping case arrived ahead of you. We brought it into your room." "What case?" he asked, confused. "Oh, maybe there's been a mistake." Now I was confused. "Cameron." I called out the bellman. He hurried over. "Can you take the black case out of 4000? Can you take the black case out of 4,180? If it's too heavy, let me know, and I'll have security get the ballot jacket. Sure, I'll be right back. Cameron replied and went to grab a bell cart. I apologize, Mr. Kilday. I'm sure you're anxious to get to your room. It's all good, girl. I just want to chill at the bar for a bit anyways. Great. Well, here's your 2 room keys with a QR code explaining your diamond benefits. Shall I have your bags taken up once the bellhop returns? Nah, I'll take them with me, he said. Which way is the bar? Just past the elevator to your left. Thank you very much. His eyes looked down from mine. Oh, pray. He walked away, grinning and looking back at me once. Was he checking me out? I wondered about the black case. If it wasn't Mr. Kilday's, then who was it? I was also curious about Brandon Kilday himself. He didn't look like a cult member or someone who'd want a creepy symbol on his bed. He wasn't wearing a wedding ring and very clearly said partner instead of wife. Was he gay? Maybe he really was checking me out. Maybe he was bi, but it didn't matter. But then, where was his partner? Why would he or she miss their anniversary? And after spending so much money, why didn't Kilday seem particularly bummed out about it? Too many questions. Cameron came back down with an empty bell cart a few minutes later. Are you sure that's the right room? There was no black case inside. What do you mean? I asked. Go look, it's not there. I went up to the 4th floor and let myself into 1180. Sure enough, the case was gone. I walked into the room to relieve the rose petals of the shape of symbol that was there. Still, I had no clue what had happened to the case. Whatever, I was tired. I figured I could deal with it the next day. I went back down to the lobby bar. Mr. Kilday was at the bar counter, starting on a Bloody Mary. Thanks to your patience, Mr. Kilday. Your room is ready now, I said. He looked up from his phone. Bad news. My partner might not be able to make it. I'm so sorry. Are you sure? Can't say. I'll know as soon as my partner does. Well, let me know if there's anything I can do to make your stay better. He swiveled the seat, and the corners of his mouth curled. Actually, there is. You seem like a cool chick. I got some stuff booked. Dinner tomorrow, a spa treatment the day after, and then a beach bonfire that night. I was hoping that, wondering if, maybe you could, join me instead? That caught me off guard. He didn't say it like he was nervous. He said it like he was trying to make it sound plausible for me, to convert it to a non-threatening. My pulse was to say yes, but with Amisha and GM gone, I alone was in charge of the resort. Granted, much of it was shut down and there weren't many guests, but I knew I should keep it professional. Wow, I'm flattered, but I don't know. You don't have a day off or something coming up? I wish. That came out unexpectedly. He could take it as me leading him on. I know you're at work and all, he continued, but, who cares? There was a certain spark in his eye that sealed it. Any resistance I had to the idea suddenly went away. I could talk my way out of it if any staff took issue with it. And like he said, who is really going to care anyhow? I saw how the bartender wasn't even paying attention. This would be easy. Okay, you're on, Mr. Kilday.